I originally applied for my role because I started to see things around the school that weren't going the way that I hoped they would. I started to see things that I would like to see changed, and in conversation with others, I started to realize that if I wanted to see those changes happen, I had to be a part of that change.
I think it's really important that people who are running do prioritize our most marginalized students, take a perspective of always advocating for them. So I really wanted to bring that to the USC, and I thought that was really, really important to bring a feminist leadership style, and that was something that really motivated me to run.
I think, the USC really provided me with so many transferable skills when it came to not only hard skills, right, such as research, policy, learning how to do media interviews, but the most important lessons I learned from the USC came from learning to care for others and learning the importance of empathy.
The idea that listening to folks on the ground is super, super important, and something that I think all of us can definitely take with us for the rest of our lives.
Starting the USC Alumni Foundation, through the dedication of USC people before and after me, it's starting to really turn into something. And that really is the cool thing about the USC, the fact that you really just put a brick in the wall and then things keep building from there.
The USC completed a long-term strategic plan. So that was super exciting for us. We also worked on things like the affiliate agreement and making sure that those affiliate campuses felt included and that there was proper kind of like resource sharing within the USC.
The advocacy that the USC does around gender-based violence, it's wild to see how much it's been centralized as a main priority among student leaders now. Like, I see gender-based violence all over kind of the promo and the advocacy priorities everywhere, and that was a huge push that I made during my year. It's something that I'm very passionate about.
I would say the hardest part about these jobs, and even being a student leader or a student executive, is understanding that you are a student or you are a young person, you are a human being, and you can't do everything.
It's a big job with a lot of responsibility, and sometimes you feel like you're doing a really good job, and sometimes you just don't feel like you're doing the best job possible. And so for myself at least, the hardest part of the job was just continuing to have the confidence in every decision I make.
As much as I wanted to solve racism on campus and work with folks to really provide supports for racialized students on campus, it's just in a one-year term, it's really, really difficult.
If I had another year in the role, I think menstrual products would have been provided on campus, although not seen all the way through to the end, which, the end goal would have been to implement them fully and free on campus washrooms. Even though that wasn't realized, that's okay, because that means that student leaders after me can continue advocating based off of the work that was started in my year.
Giving people more visibility, or making sure that some of the things we're advocating for and lobbying for were directly affecting the groups that really needed to be represented a little bit more.
Your experiences are valid. All you need to be is a student. Like, that is quite literally the one requirement. And I think as a person of color, a woman of color, it's so easy to feel imposter syndrome, to feel like, my experiences aren't good enough. But the truth is that your perspective is more than enough.
There really is so much that's possible when you're in these student leadership positions, and the things that you really care about, the things that you think deserve to be prioritized, they're most likely possible to accomplish in these terms, which is absolutely phenomenal.